Alright guys, how's it going? So, we've had a bit of a bomb drop tonight. Apparently, the Premier League clubs are going to vote in June the 6th, I think, regarding whether or not if we should have VAR anymore from the start of next season. So, this is an article by David Ornstein on The Athletic. We're going to go through that now. But first, I think it's best if I just kind of put out where I'm at with VAR. So, I think the way it was done at the World Cup was probably the best way I've ever seen it done. It should have been, that version should have been brought over into the Premier League. I don't know why. They don't want the fans in the stadiums knowing what's going on, really. I mean, I know they do like a big announcement and blah, 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 but people on the phone in the stadium seem to get the gist of what's going on more than what people sat in the stand. Do you know what I mean? Like, it don't make no sense. I think that we've got, obviously, the human element. I think that the people running the VAR are, what's the word I should use here? Incompetent. Like, they were making bad decisions without VAR, and now they've got the added technology. They're just making it even worse. Do you know what I mean? You've got bad people using a tool, and they're making a bad job of it. You should, and that's not all referees. Like, there's some good ones out there, but some of the decisions that we've seen made this year, like, just with Liverpool, for instance, like, with the Diaz goal against Spurs, like, how did that miscommunication happen? The Wolves player was flattened by Man United goalkeeper early season, and then the same thing happened again later in season, and it got a different decision. Baffling. Just stuff like that, really. And there's a lot of other things. I would have thought that obviously Wolves is the team that's brought this forward. I would have thought it would have been like Nottingham Forest. Do you know what I mean? With the amount of decisions that have gone against them this year, but maybe they didn't want the extra media attention, I guess. So, yeah, let's get into this article, shall we? So, David Ornstein. The Premier League clubs are set to hold a vote at their annual general meeting next month on a proposal to abolish the VAR system from the start of next season. VAR has been used in English top flight since 2019, helping improve decision making, but also generating persistent controversy. The 23-24 campaign has featured many more contentious incidents, which has heightened the criticism of VAR and led some teams and fans to question the competition's integrity. Which it has, to be fair. A resolution has now been formally submitted to the Premier League by Wolves, calling for VAR to be scrapped this summer, and that will trigger a vote when the representatives of the 20 clubs assemble for their yearly gathering in Harrogate on June the 6th. Now, this is a statement written by Wolves. After careful consideration and with the utmost respect for the Premier League and the PGMOL and our fellow competitors, there is no blame to be placed. We are all just looking for the best possible outcome for football, and all stakeholders have been working hard to try and make the introduction of additional technology a success. However, after 5 seasons of VAR in the Premier League, I didn't even realise it had been that long, it is time for a constructive and critical debate on its future. Our position is that the price we are paying for a small increase in accuracy is at odds with the spirit of our game, and as a result, we should remove it from the 24-25 season onwards. The Premier League have also put a statement out saying, the Premier League can confirm it will facilitate a decision on the VAR with our clubs at the general meeting next month. The clubs are entitled to put forward proposals at the shareholders' meetings, and we acknowledge the concerns and issues around the use of VAR. However, the league fully supports the use of VAR and remains committed alongside the PGMOL to make continued improvements to the system for the benefit of the game and fans. How long is that going to take? Do you know what I mean? Wolves accepted the decision to introduce VAR was in good faith and with the best interest of football and the Premier League at its heart, but argued it has caused numerous unintended negative consequences that are damaging the relationship between fans, football, and undermining the value of the Premier League brand. Now, they've listed a host of repercussions underneath, which I'm going to share with you now. Impact on goal celebrations and the spontaneous passion that makes football special. Agreed. Frustration and confusion inside stadiums due to the length, VAR checks and poor communication. Again, agreed. A more hostile atmosphere with protests and booing of the Premier League anthem and chants against VAR. I've agreed with all these so far. Overreach of VAR's original purpose to correct clear and obvious mistakes, now overanalyzing subjective decisions and compromising the game's fluidity and integrity. Again, 100%. Diminished accountability of on-field officials due to the safety net of VAR, leading to an erosion of authority on the pitch. I think that there is one of the key ones. No one respects the refs anymore. No one, you know what I mean? Yeah. No one is waiting for the referee's decision. They're like, whoa. Have a look at VAR, mate. What are they going to say? It don't matter what you say, lad. Continued errors despite VAR, with supporters unable to accept human errors after multiple views and replays, damaging the confidence in officiating standards. Yeah, again. Disruption of the Premier League's fast pace with lengthy VAR checks and more added time, causing matches to run excessively long. Again, yes. Constant discourse about VAR decisions, often overshadowing the match itself and tarnishing the reputation of the league. Erosion of trust and reputation, with VAR fueling completely nonsensical allegations of corruption. Every single one of them I agree with. So let's continue with the article. VAR has been at the centre of multiple high-profile flashpoints in the past 9 months. There we go. Liverpool's Luis Diaz saw a goal wrongly disallowed for offside against Tottenham in September. Arsenal manager Mikel Arteta was left angered by the decision to allow Anthony Gordon's winning goal to stand for Newcastle against Arsenal in November. Nottingham Forest has written letters of complaint and considered suing the PGMOL, while also questioning the appointment of VAR Stuart Atwell following April's defeat to Everton. The International Football Association Board, the independent board responsible for the laws of the game, states that VAR can only assist a match official in the event of a clear and obvious error or a serious missed incident. They can step in on decisions over goals, no goals, penalties, direct red cards, and cases of mistaken identity. Sweden last month became the first country to reject implementing VAR after fan backlash. Supporters from clubs, where there must be a minimum of 51% fan ownership, prompted the climb down after the incident, after the president of Swedish Football Association had previously backed the idea. Premier League clubs have a constitutional right to put forward rule changes, with any proposal needing 2/3, so 14 against 16, majority to pass. The top-flight board of directors believes removing VAR is not the correct path forward, suggesting that doing so would increase wrong calls and adversely impact the Premier League's reputation amongst Europe's leading divisions. Isn't what we're doing right now doing the same thing? Change it then. If you're going to keep it, change it. That's what I'm going to say before we go off any further. If we're going to keep VAR, we need to bring in some systematic changes that are similar to what they were doing at the World Cup. That's the only way it's going to work. And also, we need to increase the training of the people doing VAR. Oh, God. It also thinks the void left having removed VAR would potentially place even greater criticism on on-field decisions made by match officials and increasing frustration for supporters. I don't get that, we should just... I get it, right? I do... It's contradicting myself there. I do understand the fact that not everyone is going to agree with what happens in a game. But there were, talking points as well you could take away from the game, but, on a positive, do you know what I mean? The stuff with this VAR that makes it even worse is the fact it was brought in to change the incorrect decisions. But incorrect decisions are being made with the technology, so it's not doing its purpose. The league points to innovations such as semi-automated offside, which is coming in, and in-stadium VAR announcements as evidence of the efforts being made to improve the system. Since VAR was brought in 5 years ago, the number of correct decisions made in the game has increased from 82% prior to its introduction to 96% this season. 96% this season after everything we've just gone through there. So that's the end of the David Ornstein part of this article. If there's a bit at the bottom. Do we need to touch on this? Let's have a look. Nah, I think that's it, guys. So I'll open up to you guys. What do you think we need to do regarding VAR? Do we keep it? Do we scrap it? Do we make changes to it? Come on, guys, let me know in the comments. What's your thoughts on all of this? What would you do if you could vote on this right now? I'll tell you what I would be doing. I probably would vote, if it's going to be staying as it is, I'd get rid of it. But if there's going to be some changes implemented that are going to make it as good as it was at the World Cup, then yeah, let's give it another bash. But if that fails, guys, I think we're going to have to just scrap it all together. Anyway, let me know down in the comments what you think, guys, and I'll catch you in the next one.